The meeting to order. First off, we'll start with land acknowledgement. Good afternoon and welcome to our May 8th, 2023 regular meeting of Belleville Council. The City of Belleville acknowledges we are meeting today on traditional territories of many nations. The municipality operates on unceded and unsurrendered lands of our Indigenous peoples. We recognize and honor the historic relationship of the Indigenous peoples to this land and acknowledge our shared obligation to respect, honor, and sustain these lands and the natural resources contained within. We recognize all First Nation, Métis, and Inuit who call Belleville their home and support the need for cultivating a strong relationship with them. We look forward to fostering a path towards reconciliation and show respect for the Indigenous peoples who first lived and currently lived on the land where we are now all reside together. I call this meeting to order. We are all present. Please remain standing for a moment of reflection from City Clerk Matt McDonald.
May we be worthy custodians of all that has been entrusted to us. Help us to be concerned only for what will promote good government. May we bring to our council chamber minds that think and hearts that feel, always having respect for others so that we may serve the people of our city in a helpful manner and for the good of all.
Please be seated. Disclosure of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof. Seeing none, I need a motion for the reading and confirmation of the special council meeting minutes of April 5th, 6th, 2023, special in-camera meeting minutes of April 5th, 6th, 2023, special council meeting minutes of April 13th, 2023, regular council meeting minutes of April 24th, 23, and regular in-camera meeting minutes of April 24th, 23. Councillor Chatton, Councillor Enright Miller. Discussion, all in favor, carried. We have a deputation I'd like to introduce tonight to everybody I think knows her around the table, is one that helped run the fire department, I'll say, and I think it's safe to say ran it very well. So I have a presentation for Kim Wilson from behalf of the city to celebrate her retirement from the city.
Do I have to touch that? Yeah. Usually people say I have a loud voice, but you know, I'm just a delicate flower today. So thank you, Your Worship, Mayor Ellis. Today was really hard. I don't know why. This is the final straw. I remember when I started at the city, I was putting the little name tags out on the old, thought I was the big cheese doing that. Anyway, now you got the fancy ones. 38 years. Gone by fast. My husband and I met at the city. Mark worked with Rod Bove, engineering. Together we have 54 years with the city. So I started here as a summer student. I know I'm probably repeating myself from my March 31st day, but 38 years is a long time. And just so some of you know, I started here as a summer student, graduated from Loyalist College. And I did the summer of '84, and then I got called to Ministry of Revenue with 3 other students in Loyalist in our business administration program, and they sent me to Toronto, and they wanted me to be an auditor. which I'm very analytical, which I would have loved, but I'd rather work with people. So anyway, when I was up there, I really, really did not like it. I had to travel from Pickering to Toronto every day for an hour. Al Johnson, his retired deputy treasurer, and he called me. I just want to say he headhunted me. No. Anyway, he called and offered me a job in Treasury. And that doesn't happen these days, where you get called and there's a lot of politics with whoever gets hired. And so I came back and started in Treasury. I did 10 years in Treasury. That's where I learned to deal with ugly people with their parking tickets and paying their taxes. And back then, we had to stand up all day for like 2 weeks straight. And I was young, don't mind me, I didn't mind. But we stood up every day, take some taxes from people, and they pay with cash. And it was a good learning experience, foundation. Don't mind me, I'm a little dry. Then I got, in Treasury, I learned to deal with people. I did the bank statement, coupons, debentures, learned a lot. Then I went to city clerk's office and dealt with vital statistics. I actually got to register our daughter, who we adopted, which is kind of neat. I got to register her. And on the odd one, though, I had to register my dad's death. But so death and taxes, time to go to the fire department. So I did 10 in Treasury, 5 in clerks, and 23 years with the fire department. And that's the best of my career, right there. These guys are awesome. Even today, Mark fell in the driveway, and they came and helped me get him down here. Thank you, guys. I've had a great career. I'm sad to leave, but the last month has been great. It's nice not to get up to an alarm clock, and we're enjoying our granddaughter. And I just wish, well, I had 4 chiefs, 8 deputies, and worked with probably, 200, 300 firemen. And I'm leaving today congratulate Dan Smith for his becoming the chief. Dan and I, he started last June. Last June, my husband lost a half a leg, and then I broke my wrists in January. So I haven't got to work with Dan a whole lot, but what I see is that you have a great communicator, and what I'm all about is people should be human. I think we need to bring the helping each other back to the table. Over the years, I've seen people get on their own island, and people are just not there for each other, and I wish I could have worked with Dan as the chief. So thank you for today, my recognition, and for 38 years. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kim, for your years of service.
Well, yeah, you were here on my 25 years, and now you're here.
You're aging both of us, Kim. Next, we have a video presentation prepared by Ted and Kathy Risco. Will be played in recognition of coronation of King Charles III. The song has been provided to us by retired Air Force pilot Ted Risco to celebrate the coronation of King Charles. It took place this past Saturday. The Maple Leaf Forever made a great re-emergence to honor the 150th anniversary of Canada. The song was composed in 1867 to celebrate the union of 4 provinces into one country's name, the Dominion of Canada, one out of respect for the moniker.
I'm not
Yeah.
queen anymore.
Okay, thank you. And events related to Canadian history, we find it fitting to play this song, which boasts a lot of Canadian historical significance in honor of our kings. Please note the lyrics will still refer to the Queen, but will be changed to the King. Thank you. letter from Hastings Prince Edward Public Health, resolution that April 25th, 2023 letter from Hastings Prince Edward Public Health in connection with the carrying out of mosquito larvicizing activities to be prevented or control of West Nile virus in our area if deemed necessity. I'm having trouble today, guys. Be supported and approved. Moved by Councillor Alsop, Councillor Enright Miller, all in favor. Carried. I need a resolution that Council rise and go into committee of the whole to hear and consider reports, passing of recommendations and resolutions with Councillor Kelly in the chair. Moved by Councillor Chatton, seconded by Councillor Enright Miller, all in favor. Carried.
There's no teleprompter, right? Oh, okay. Where is it? Wait, he's gone. All right, we're going to move right along. 8A1, single source Motorola portable radios. Resolution that in accordance with section 30.3, sole and single sourcing approval and reporting of the city's purchasing bylaw number 2021-99, the quotation from Motorola Solutions be accepted for the supply of portable radios in the amount of $526,863.84 plus $68,492.30 HST for a total $595,356.14, and that the mayor and city clerk will be authorized to sign the acceptance agreement on behalf of the corporation of the city of Belleville, and that the city clerk be authorized to fix the corporate seal. Can we get a mover? Councillor Chatton, seconded by Councillor Millette. Any discussion? Councillor Millette.
Yes, thank you. I see the chief is here. Chief, can I just ask you a quick question here? And I likely know the answer. I understand that, you know, we have a single source contract, Motorola. I've been around long enough to know that Motorola is the trusted source for radio communications for first responders at all levels. $500,000 plus is a pretty hefty price tag, but were there or are there any other sources for this type of communications equipment?
Thank you, Councillor Millette. There absolutely is other radios out there. We've worked with Motorola for a number of years, and this is phase 2 of a 2-phase project. So it's all about compatibility for us. A lot of the redundancies and infrastructure have already been purchased, some of which have been installed. Other parts will be installed later this year, and it's all about compatibility, keeping like items, warranty, service. That's why we decided to go this route.
Okay, and that was what I was getting at. What we're doing is following through because the initial phase of this project was indeed with Motorola, and it's only makes sense to go with the same corporation for the same provision. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Any other questions, discussion? Call for the vote. Thank you, Fire Chief. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. 8A2, supply and delivery of arena deck ice rink cover. That in accordance with section 30.3, sole and single sourcing approval and reporting of the city's purchasing bylaw, number 2021-99, the quotation from Athletica Sports System Incorporated be accepted for the supply and delivery of arena deck ice cover in the amount of $542,160 plus $70,480.80 HST for a total of $612,640.80, and that the mayor and city clerk be authorized to sign the acceptance agreement on behalf of the corporation of the city of Belleville, and that the city clerk be authorized to affix the corporate seal. Can we get a mover? Councillor Alsop, seconded by Councillor Enright Miller. Any discussion? I have a question for Quinte Sports and Wellness Center. Mr. Wilson, I see you here today. We get the reports, people have a chance to see this, but what's the benefit of having these ice covers? I know we have 4 pads at the Sports Center, but if you can just do a generic update for those watching today.
Sure, I can. Thank you. Through the chair to council, The benefit is, there's numerous benefits to this floor surface. We have one of these floor surfaces currently, and it literally is a 3-hour down, 3-hour up process with about 7 laborers, arena staff. And if we also have an older version where we have to put a layer of Homozote down and then a layer of plywood on top of it, which probably takes 8 hours plus 14 staff to do it. That's one of the issues. Second issue is it takes up way more space because there's 2 layers. The old version, there's 2 layers, and it takes up way more storage, and storage is always so important. There's a better insulation value to this new type of floor. So if you're standing on it in a trade show, for instance, all day long, it's not near as cold. The cold doesn't come through the ground quite the same. And the truth is that it's just a lot faster and easier for us to get the floors in and out.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Next is 8A3. This is the supply, delivery, and installation of Ramflex rubber flooring. Then, in accordance with Section 30.3 sole and single sourcing approval and reporting of the city's purchasing bylaw 2021-99, the quotations from Jim Con Sports Flooring be accepted for the supply, delivery, and installation of Ramflex rubber flooring of various sizes, thickness, and colors in CAA, Mackey, Wally Dever, and the FDC arenas in the amount of $52,205.10 plus $6,786.66 HST for a total amount of $58,991.76, and that the mayor and city clerk be authorized to sign the acceptance agreement on behalf of the corporation of the city of Belleville, and that the city clerk be authorized to affix the corporate seal. Can we get a mover? Councillor Chatton, seconded by Mayor Ellis. Any discussion? Seeing none, call for the vote. All those in favor? Carried. 8A4, it's the RCCS-2023-01 CN Yardman Memorial Project. That the 2023 capital budget be amended to include $366,500 of funding for the CN Tribute Monument to be funded $150,000 from the Asset Management Reserve Fund and $216,500 from donations. That the request for proposal submissions from Willow Lee Sod Farms Limited, the only proposal received, be accepted for contract number RCCS-2023-01 CN Yardman Memorial Project in the amount of $296,924 plus $38,612 for HST for a total of $335,524.12, and that the mayor of the city and the city clerk be authorized to sign the acceptance agreement on behalf of the corporation of the city of Belleville, and that the city clerk be authorized to affix the corporate seal. Get a mover, Councillor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Enright Miller. All those, any discussion? Councillor Thompson.
Thank you. More on the funding, and I could be wrong here. We authorized $366,000 for the project, but I come up with a cost of $324,000. Maybe I could have the treasurer sort of correct me if I'm wrong.
Through the chair to Councillor Thompson, you are correct. We do establish funding in excess sometimes of the actual awards if there's additional components, consulting and other project management related costs. So there are some additional components. Recreation may be able to speak a little bit more directly to some of the costs that may be incurred or ancillary to the project as well.
So the cost is really not 324, it's going to be more towards the 366 cost.
Sorry, through the chair to council. If I could, he will kill me. Could I have manager McGlashan come up? He's been working on this file, and he'd be a little better than myself to explain some of these details.
Welcome, sir.
Through the chair to council. So there were pre-expenditures before the RFP was tendered. There were some design requirements on some of the metal works. So the additional dollars attached to the project are for the metalwork designs.
Okay, no, thanks. I think it's a great project. I think it's great that we're honoring them. That was the only question, was in the funding. So, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Thompson. Councillor Alsop.
Yes, thank you, Chair Kelly, and just excited to see this come forward. I think it's a very fitting way to honor the great contribution of the Yardmen and their families in terms of raising the money, getting that arena set up in the first place. And since their name came down off the arena, I know that's been a really important thing for their family members to see some recognition for the hard work that they did on behalf of our community. So very glad to see this hopefully be approved today and to get that up for them.
Thank you, Councillor Millette.
Thank you, Chair. Through you to Mr. McGlashan, I'm sorry to have you jumping up and down like a, I was trying to wave to you to stay at the mic. Rob, if you can, I see that we've removed substantially and understandably when you look at the dollar figures. The original proposal included brass train, a model of a brass train, bronze figures of children, and bronze ground cover. When you're talking any more, brass, bronze, in 2 iterations for the bronze and 1 for the brass train, removal of the brass train at $37,262, 4 bronze figure of bronze children at $245,000. That's an eye-watering figure. Is there any chance, and the only reason I'm bringing this up, and there's some more bronze ground cover ×2 at $49,000. Was there ever any consideration to using anything other than bronze? I guess is my point. Could we have used a less? Well, I'm sure it would have been stunning with with these bronze figures, but. Again, the price is quite high, and I'm just worried that the initial impact, I guess, of the memorial might be lessened, that we had to remove these features.
Through the chair to council, I took a look at other options. This isn't one of my expertise by any means. It seemed to go back to bronze or brass. What we've done in this process is kept the foundation work to accept these down the road. So if there's additional funds that are agreed through council or raised by the committee, then there'd be an opportunity to still install these down the road. That's the approach we took.
And I, for one, I mean, I was envisioning what these could have looked like with the bronze figure of a conductor and the bronze train, all of that, the brass train. I mean, it would have been a stunning visual. And I'm with Councillor Alsop and my colleagues that this is a very important memorial to the railroad men and women who the Yardmen who operated. Basically, this was a rail town for a century, and raised the money for the facility that is now the gem of our recreational services, and a very fitting monument. And I just don't want it to be lessened in any way just because, some of the features might be too expensive. And let's hope that the community in future can rally around this to perhaps raise the funds to one day indeed. And I thank you for building into the proposal, you and the committee, I should say, for building into the proposal the future possible installation of these figures on it. So that said, I'm going to support it wholeheartedly. So, great and timely feature, especially with the renaming of the arena. That was a bit of a sore point in this town, so thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McGlashan. Any other comments, discussion? We'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Approved. We'll move on to consent items. Council may adopt consent items by one motion, but prior to consideration of such motion, members may request that specific items be removed from consideration under such motion, and council shall consider such items individually. We're going to go around the table. We'll start with Councillor Thompson.
No, thank you.
Councillor Carr. No, thank you. Councillor Enright Miller.
No, thank you.
Councillor Alsop.
No, thank you.
Councillor Brown.
No, thank you.
Councillor Chatton.
Yes, please, 8B5.
8B5. All right, and Councillor Millet.
Thanks for asking, but no.
Thank you. And Mayor Ellis.
No.
All right, so can we get a motion then for all the other numbers minus 8B5? Councillor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Carr. All those in favor? Approved. Thank you. We'll go to 8B5, and that is City of Belleville Grant Committee. That council approve the recommendations of the grant committee as outlined by the Director of Finance Treasury's report, number DF 2023-09, City of Belleville Grant Committee. And we'll go to Councillor Chatton.
Thank you. Through you, Chair, I just wanted to point out that we have a second half of the work that's being done this afternoon. We are looking at the social infrastructure funding applications, as we did not have time to get through them with our original meeting. So I just wanted to point out that this was just for the first half of the meeting. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Can we get a mover and seconder for EP5? Councillor Enright Miller, Councillor Chatton seconded. All those, any discussion? All those in favor? Approved. I think we're at the 8C. Oh, sorry. Okay. 8C. We're going to go start to my right. We'll start with Mayor Ellis.
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Millet.
8C2, B, and 2C.
B and 2C. Thank you. Councillor Chatton.
No, thank you, Chair.
Councillor Brown.
No, thank you.
Councillor Alsop.
No, thank you.
Councillor Enright Miller.
No, thank you.
Councillor Carr. No, thank you. Councillor Thompson.
8C2A.
8C2A. All right, can we get a motion then for all the other ones that weren't pulled? Councillor Alsop, seconded by Councillor Chatton. Any discussion? All those in favor? Approved. Thank you. I want to start with 8C2. All right, we're going to go to 8C2A. It's a request the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing to protect the privacy of candidates and donors by removing the requirement for their street name, number, and postal code to be listed on publicly available forms. Councillor Thompson before. We need a mover. Councillor Carr and Councillor Thompson. Okay, Councillor Thompson.
Yeah, I'd like to get the support of the councillors. I think it's a reasonable request to not have those, that information available to the public. It's great that the name's there, and I think that's important. I don't think we really need the phone number and postal code of people in the form. It's good that it's available at the proper time, but I don't think it needs to be public information, so I'd ask for the members of the council to support the motion.
All right, any other discussion? Councilor Millet.
Oh, sorry, I had a live mic. Through you, Chair, to Councillor Thompson, I guess, what would be the justification? I'm all for openness. I don't understand why there's an issue with donors. I think if we can be as open and transparent with donors as I think the public expects, I don't have an issue with that kind of information, but.
There's no issue with the names. The names will still be listed. I just don't think they need the personal information of where they live and their phone numbers. But I'm still say the names have to be on the form, and they're just asking that the street names and phone numbers and postal codes be removed.
So this would be a safety issue then? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Chatton.
Thank you. Through you, Chair. In my last position in municipal politics, I actually had a resident that showed up to my home because my address was listed publicly. They were able to find it, come and try and do a confrontation at my front door. I'm quite in support of removing public information like addresses from candidates and, in fact, donors. I think that they also run the risk of having somebody show up to their door and create a confrontation. It's not appropriate, and I think that the names are sufficient, so I am definitely in support of this. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mayor Ellis.
And I'll just make it quick. I do agree with supporting your motion, Councillor Thompson. I know that I believe federally you don't have the names out there also. I think the danger municipally is I'd like to donate to every councillor around the table here, but everybody will find out my address and obviously want more. But I did have an actual, I actually did have a couple complaints from people that donated this year that were surprised that their home address and that was on it.
And if I may, Mr. Chair?
Yes, certainly, go ahead.
Yeah, and part of the reason is during the last two campaigns, I had people approach me wanting to make donations. They did it under, I say under duress, because they didn't want their name and address, telephone number and everything on that form, but I had to put it. So I just think it saves a lot of issues later on, because you never know, just that. So it's an issue that I would think needs to be removed. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Carr.
Yes, thank you. So I think it's important to just comment that there would still be a requirement, and this is related to contributions for municipal elections, that the street name, number, and postal code for both candidate as well as donor for a campaign would still be listed, registered with the clerk for the purpose of meeting the requirements of the Municipal Elections Act, and verified as well in terms of being able to provide those contributions. So this isn't skirting the scrutiny or the requirements that are reportable. It's just how it's reportable, and certainly protecting people's privacy with respect to where they live, I think, is critical. The region of Waterloo has come out and talked about the safety features, as one of our colleagues just described. I know myself, working in the federal criminal justice system, I go to great lengths to protect my privacy with respect to where I live, for very good reasons. But at the same token is also want to be able to be out in the public realm and to participate around these tables. So it's that balance that we have to have, but certainly more and more, I think personal safety and personal privacy is imperative. And so I thank Councillor Thompson for pulling this item.
Thank you, Councillor Carr. Anybody else have anything? Councillor Alsop.
Yes, thank you, Chair. And I'd just like to concur with my colleagues. Certainly the transparency of the donations is important from a checking and verification standpoint, but it doesn't do any good to have people's addresses out there. And certainly as the father of 3 young girls, I do everything I can to keep my personal address off. But as I can tell you, as a business owner, a lot of people show up at the store, and if they have an issue, they come to see me, and that still happens, and that's fine. But certainly personal addresses are a different thing, and I'm in support of the motion.
Thank you. Anybody else? All right, let's call for the vote. All those in favor? Approved. Next, we're going to go to 8C2B, and that is the request of the Ontario Ministry of Transportation to map and treat invasive phragmites annually on all its highways, and that MTO communicates the strategy on detecting sites and controlling invasive phragmites on provincial highways, the specific highway management plans and results by each MTO region. This was brought up by Councillor Millette. Go ahead. Oh, we need to get a mover though. So mover is Councillor Millette, seconded by Enright Miller, Councillor Enright Miller. All right, Councillor Millette.
Thank you to my colleague on the Green Task Force for seconding my motion. This resolution comes to us from the Township of Archipelago, and I have to admit I had to look up the Township of Archipelago because, well, the name. It was incorporated in 1980, by the way, and it's a community on the shores of Georgian Bay. But the issue is quite a serious one. Phragmites are as has been described, an invasive perennial grass that threatens wetlands and beaches around the area. And it's susceptible to spreading to areas where we have valuable wetlands. And this area is certainly The Bay of Quinte at one time, before a lot of the wetlands were destroyed, was one of the largest wetland concentrations around the Great Lakes. We have to protect what's left. Phragmites spread rapidly. It has been identified as Canada's worst invasive plant species by Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada. And we're under threat as well from water soldier, which is another plant, waterborne plant that has been found in the Trent Severn waterway and eventually will make its way here. So this is a very detailed, for anyone who would like to look it up on our online system, that it calls on the province to deal with this soonest and in a way using herbicides and non-toxic herbicides. I have to add, we use them in the Bay, for instance, that are approved for weed control. This is asking that the MTO, Ministry of Transportation Ontario, communicates a strategy on mapping and controlling this invasive species on provincial highways, because they spread along these highways. They make their way to wetlands from the drainage from the highways. It's crucial that we protect our wetlands, and this is one step with a very nasty invasive species. So I would ask my fellow councillors to support this. We may be coming back at some point in the future as well on the water soldier issue. Anyone who enjoys the state of our bay right now, and I know some of us are boaters and anglers and people who enjoy the water, that's a real threat. So these invasive species are a threat to our enjoyment of our most valuable features that we have, and we need the help of the government to help control those threats. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Millette. Any other comments? Councillor Millette did mention off the top, you had to look up where the township of Archipelago is, but he never really addressed where it was. So I don't know if it's fact. He looked it up. For those at home, it's in Georgian Bay. Thank you. Any other, that's it?
Yeah, and I pronounced it correctly too.
Where's the last one? Oh, call a vote for that one. All those in favor? Carried. Good. 8C, Councillor Millette again pulled this. Request Ministry Environment, Conservation and Parks to clean up the litter on the roadside of the 401 in accordance with the Ministry Initiative Act on Litter Ontario. This was a resolution from the Township of Pushlink, Pushlich. We'll have a mover, Councillor Millette, seconded by Councillor Chatton. Councillor Millette.
Thank you. And I know where Puslinch is. I used to work near there. So
where is it?
Yeah, it's down there. So it's in southwestern Ontario. Again, quickly, another litter on the roadside on the 401. I don't know if anybody's traveled the 401 lately. Apparently, it's become something that the province has decided it's not going to do anymore. If it has, I haven't seen anybody actively cleaning up the roadsides. The simple fact of the matter is some of the plastics, in particular along that, and I just went to Kingston this morning again after seeing this. Every stretch that has a low-lying feature along the sides of the highway, it seems, is filled with, in particular, litter that have plastics. As we know, these plastics break down, become microplastics, make their way into our water courses. It's a threat, aside from an eyesore. One of the things I think we've always prided ourselves on in Ontario in particular is having visitors from New York and any of our neighboring states come up and say, you know, we notice that your country is so clean, or your province is so clean. Your highways aren't littered with trash like they are, you know, when we're back home. And it's true. Any of us who go to the States will notice it's jarring to see the amount of just trash littering all of the public highways. One of the things we can do is insist that let's make summer jobs for students, get them out on the 401, cleaning up the 401. It's a simple initiative, and I would hope that we could endorse the resolution from the Township of Puslinch. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Millette. Any other discussion? Call for the vote. All those in favor? Approved. Thank you. We'll have to go down to 8D now, rise and report. Can we get a mover? Councillor Alsop, seconded by Councillor Brown. Any discussion on that? No? All those in favor? Approved. Good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Kelly. I need a motion for the reading of bylaws, first reading of bylaw 2023, 83, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, and 97. Moved by Councillor Chatton, seconded by Councillor Enright Miller. All in favor? Carried. Second reading and discussion of bylaws, bylaw 2023, 83, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, and 97. Moved by Councillor Alsop and seconded by Councillor Enright Miller. Discussion. All in favor? Carried. And third and final readings of bylaws 2023, 83, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, and 97. Moved by Councillor Chatton, seconded by Councillor Alsop. All in favor? Carried. New business. Councillor Kelly?
Through you, Mayor, new business waterfront pop-up shop license agreement. That bylaw number 2023-101, a bylaw to approve and authorize the execution of a waterfront pop-up shop license agreement between the Corporation of the City of Belleville and Krunal Vasho, that's Ice Gola, be first, second, and third time read, and finally passed this 8th day of May 2023. Can I get a mover? Do I do that part? Or yeah? Okay, Councillor Enright Miller, and seconded by Councillor Alsop. All those in favor? Thank you.
I guess I should have moved it.
Thank you, Your Worship. And I will move an amendment to the appointment bylaw. If I can get a seconder. Councillor Enright Miller. That bylaw 202309, a bylaw to amend bylaw 2023-99, the appointments bylaw, replacing Councillor Carr with Councillor Thompson as the city representative on the Centre and South Hastings Waste Services Board be approved.
Okay, discussion. All in favor? Oh, discussion. Councillor Carr?
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to speak to that. I raised this before in the bylaws before us, but I want to make it quite clear as to why I requested the removal. It was simply the time of day that the Waste Service Board meets. Before our first meeting, I had sent an email out to the committee members, the board members, and to the staff there asking for some consideration in terms of changing the meeting times. They meet once a month on a Monday at 9:30 in the morning. And all of councils that provide members, council work again is part-time, and you know, for those of us who work, simply can't get away. So I did ask for some consideration for a change of time of day, and I was actually met with silence. I did have one board member who sent an email to me separately thanking me for bringing it forward. They figured that it was a conversation that needed to be had, but as far as the other board members and the organization itself, they just said, well, that's the way it is. And in fact, Quinte Waste Solutions was very clear in an email to me that said that it works out as a good time for Quinte West staff who attend. Well, of course it does. It's during work hours. But we all know that our municipalities and have staff that support us work extra hours, work after hours, as they're doing now as part of their job. And anybody who works within one of these municipalities, understanding that council is part-time work, is going to have some flexibility built into their schedule. And I'm going to use this opportunity to just say that, you know, if councils around the region want to look at modernizing, including everybody, and I'm not talking just about me, but down the road, if we don't start looking at times of meetings for committees, etc., and then we scratch our heads and wonder why we're not having more people participate, here's a prime example.
Any other discussion? Call the vote. All in favor? Thank you. Councillor Chatton?
Thank you. Through you, Chair, I'd like to move an item of new business for the appointment of Deputy Clerk. I'll need a seconder. Thank you. That bylaw number 2023-100, a bylaw to confirm the appointment of Katie McPherson as Deputy City Clerk for the Corporation of the City of Belleville, be read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed this 8th day of May 2023.
Seconder on that? We have a seconder?
We did, yes.
Okay, discussion? Discussion? All in favor? Carried. I believe Katie is in the audience. She's been appointed. I don't know if you want to stand up and say hi.
Congratulations, Katie.
Congratulations, and you will see too much of us in the future, so. Okay, anybody else with new business? Seeing none, motions, notice of motions, announcements. We'll start up this side. Councillor Thompson.
Thank you. I got two of them. First one is a proclamation. I would like to proclaim May 10th as Lupus Awareness Day. Lupus is a chronic autoimmune disease which the body attacks itself, causing inflammation, pain, and can damage organs and tissues. Everything from the skin to the brain. Currently, without a cure, 5 million people suffer globally, of which 9 out of 10 patients are women, usually diagnosed between the age of 15 and 45. However, lupus is often difficult to diagnose because the symptoms frequently mimic common illnesses. So increasing awareness of lupus will save lives. Early recognition, diagnostic, and treatment of lupus is key in helping slow the debilitating effects of the disease. Lupus Ontario is the largest Canadian provincial organization focusing on improving the lives of lupus patients and their families. Their mission is to provide vital support, education, awareness, advocacy, and research to help those with lupus live longer, healthier, and better lives. Therefore, the City of Belleville supports Lupus Ontario in recognition of Lupus Awareness Day and will be lighting the Belleville sign, Bridge Street, and Fire Station number 1, Memorial Gardens, purple for May 10th. And my second announcement is the evening of May 2nd, which is also the first game of the playoffs series with, we don't want to talk about it, the Leafs, but myself and Councillor Brown attended a first economic development event held at Loyalist College Acceleration here in the Belleville downtown. The Toronto Business Development Centre is delivering the Ontario Immigration Nominee Entrepreneurship Success Program. This program connects immigrants who want to start a business or take over a business from someone looking to retire and sell their business with businesses outside the GTA, right here in our beautiful city of Belleville. We had commercial realtors there, lawyers, bankers, immigration consultants, immigrants themselves in attendance, all those folks that can help immigrate get a business started in the city of Belleville. Our economic development team will continue to work hard with the Toronto Business Development Centre and to those local connectors to identify opportunities and promote the program to local businesses. This 2-year program has the potential to bring new investment to our community, create succession planning, opportunities for Belleville businesses, and to make our community more diverse. It's a win-win-win situation, and I want to thank Heather for organizing this, and Alicia, were both of them there. Thank you very much. So I would like to endorse any business owners who are considering retiring or reaching out to the economic development team and inquire about this opportunity, which is wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Thompson. Councillor Alsop.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I would like to proclaim May as Jewish Heritage Month. Jewish Heritage Month has been officially recognized by the federal government since 2018 after a unanimous vote in the House of Commons. The Jewish community has played a central role in the fight against discrimination in Canada, lobbying to pass the first anti-discrimination resolution at the Canadian Congress of Labour in 1947, as well as making important contributions to Canada's societal, economic, political, and cultural well-being. To honor the role of the Jewish community within our country and to counter the rise of anti-Semitism, the City of Belleville recognizes the month of May as Jewish Heritage Month.
Thank you. Councillor Brown.
Thank you. Whereas Lyme disease is one of the most frequently reported vector-borne diseases and can impact the quality of life of individuals and their families in Ontario and across Canada. Lyme disease is preventable, and it's important that everyone knows how to protect themselves and their loved ones. Lyme disease and Lyme disease co-infections can be challenging to diagnose, and if left untreated, symptoms may result in complicated multi-level infections that are life-altering. Lyme Ontario is a registered not-for-profit organization dedicated to increased awareness, education, and information on Lyme disease. Lyme disease is a devastating disease, leaving many Canadians to suffer. I can speak from some experience as a close family friend has been experiencing Lyme disease and the ill effects for over 2 years now. We do proclaim and declare that May 2023 shall also be known as Lyme Disease Awareness Month.
Thank you, Councillor.
Thank you, Your Worship. Whereas May 13 is Falun Dafa Day, also known as Falun Gong, this advanced cultivation practice system was introduced in 1992 and is based on the principle of truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance. It has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to improving health in mind, body, and spirit, enhancing the well-being of all those who follow its tenets. Though Falun Dafa has spread through 114 countries with more than 100 million practitioners, this year marks the 24th year of peaceful appeals and worldwide efforts of ending the communist regime's brutal persecution of Falun Dafa practitioners in China. The great compassion and forbearance demonstrated by Falun Dafa practitioners have touched the hearts of kind-souled people all over the world. Therefore, communities across Canada are invited to celebrate Falun Dafa Day on Saturday, May 13.
Thank you, Councillor. Okay. I need a confirmatory bylaw. Wait. Oh, do you have one? Oh, I thought you got to put your hand up. You can't wave at me.
No. Thank you,
I thought that was
Mayor.
a goose. So, Councillor Kelly.
I won't be long.
Okay, thank you.
A couple of things here. You can watch for the new patios downtown. That's happening starting on May the 15th, 25 patios. So you'll enjoy your dining experience in downtown. And also pop-ups on the bay will be starting on May the 19th. 11 pop-ups, Indian, Greek food, brick oven pizza's back, ice gola, you can try that. And kayaking is back this summer as well. So the 15th of May for the patios downtown. That'll be exciting, and pop-ups on the 19th. And I just wanted to wish all the nurses here in the Quinte area a happy Nursing Week. And it's on until Sunday. And the theme this year for Nursing Week across the country, our nurses, our future. We know the work that they do in our community, how they help us. And I know the mayor is connected. His wife, Sue, is a nurse. And Councillor Carr's daughter is a nurse as well with Quinte Health Care.
Daughter also here, so I got to mention that. Daughter also.
Okay. Yeah. So happy Nurses Week. And finally, just for my segment here on the announcements, this past Friday, Councillor Thompson, Councillor Enright Miller, myself, and Mayor Ellis, we were at the Red Dress Awareness at Market Square, a night to remember and think of Indigenous women missing and murdered in this country, alarming numbers, and there seems to be no response or any active detective work from police agencies across the country with Indigenous women missing or murdered. So for the organizers that were involved, Mayor Chief Ardon Miracle was there. It was a pretty special night, and it was nice to be a part of. So thank you for that committee for putting that together.
Thank you, Councillor, and I guess we're going in reverse to Councillor Millette.
Thank you. I didn't know we were backing up over anything, but
it's full speed ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is we're still in announcements.
Yes, we are.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I just briefly wanted to rise and offer our congratulations to the son of our former Director of Finance and Treasurer, Brian and Ann Cousins. Their son Nick, as we know, is engaged in the quite impressive series where the Florida Panthers are now up 3-0 on those hapless Toronto Maple Leafs. So congratulations to Nick Cousins. He's really lighting it up out there. So on behalf of, I'm sure, all of the non-biased, unbiased hockey fans around the table, congratulations to Nick and Brian and Annie and the family. As well, I would like to offer congratulations to the Kiwanis clubs of both Belleville and Trenton for the very successful walleye derby on the weekend. There were hundreds of boaters in the area, eating at area restaurants, staying in hotels. It's one of the feathers in the tourism cap in the area, and it really kicks off the season. I went down on Sunday morning to chat with some of the Kiwanians at the weigh-in station. A great weekend all the way around, and again, hats off to members of the local Kiwanis organization for this great event. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Millet. Seeing that, we'll call for a confirmatory bylaw, that resolution, bylaw number 2023-98, a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at its meeting held on May 8th, 2023, be read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed on this 8th day of May 2023. Councillor Brown, Councillor Enright Miller, all in favor? Carried. Motion to adjourn, Councillor Chatton, Councillor Kelly, all in favor? Carried. Thank you, everyone.